Hello everyone, welcome to By TV. I'm your embroidery assistant, Alan. In this video, I'm going to explain in detail how to adjust the thread tension to the desired level. First, you can raise up the thread standard to its highest position by turning the adjustment knob on the holder. Then, tighten the knob to security. Raising the thread standard allows the embroidery thread to run more smoothly, keeping the thread tension stable and reducing the risk of thread breakage. Before we start the tension test, we need to check the threading path of the up thread. Just follow my operation and come along to make sure the threading path is correct. We can confirm whether the path is correct by pulling the up thread. Only by ensuring that the threading is correct can the tension be kept stable, thus reducing the occurrence of thread breakage. After confirming that the threading is correct, we need to adjust the tension bar to a 90-degree angle. At this angle, the thread tension is usually more stable, effectively reducing the possibility of the thread breakage. After adjusting the tension bar, we also need to check the bobbin thread preparation. Always make sure there is enough bobbin thread and install the bobbin thread correctly before embroidery begins. After making sure the bobbin thread is installed correctly, we can start preparing the embroidery materials. We need to prepare 2 sheets of stabilizers. I'm using the tearaway stabilizer here. A piece of fabric and a suitable size embroidery frame. Use 2 layers of tearaway with 1 layer of fabric and place them flat on the embroidery frame. Make sure there are no wrinkles on the surface of the fabric before attaching the embroidery frame. And then tighten the frame screws. Once the fabric is hooped, there is one more little detail to keep in mind. We also need to check the tension of the fabric. You can use your finger to gently flick the clothes. If you can hear a crisp sound, it means that the tautness is tight enough. Then you can start embroidering. Before we start embroidering, we need to import the pattern into the machine and complete a series of basic settings. And also, please make sure you have exited the embroidery model and the start button is red. Step 1, import the design pattern. Here we can import it by USB disk or transfer it by in-stitch cloth. Step 2, select the color from 1 to 15 in order. We have already selected the embroidery frame before installing the handrail. Next, we will install the embroidery frame. Make sure the pattern is within the embroidery frame range displayed on the screen. Click Tracking to track and locate, and observe the movement of the needle number 1 within the embroidery frame range. Finally, we check that whether the machine is in automatic mode AA. If yes, then we can enter the embroidery model and start the machine. We all know that the ideal state of the tension is to see about 1/3 of the bobbin thread on the back of the embroidery. Then, when the actual situation deviates from this standard, how should we judge whether it is the problem of the upper thread tension or the bobbin thread tension needs to be adjusted? Next, I will teach you how to judge and deal with it. If we find during testing that the distribution of the bobbin threads on the back of the embroidery is roughly like this, some are greater than 1/3, some are less than 1/3, and most are equal to 1/3, then we can adjust it as follows. If the bobbin thread is less than 1/3, this means the top tension is too loose, we can tighten the top tension by turning the tension knob clockwise. If the surface looks flat and the bobbin thread is more than 1/3, this means the top tension is too tight. We can loosen the top tension by turning the tension knob counterclockwise. Remember to rotate the tension knob one turn after each adjustment and retest until the bobbin threads are close to 1/3 on the back side for better results. If the test results show that the bobbin thread is not visible on the back of most edge, or if the bobbin thread is greater than 1/3 in most edge, then we can adjust it as follows. If the surface is flat, but the bobbin thread is barely visible on the back, this means that the bobbin tension is too tight. We can lose the bobbin case screw counterclockwise so that can lose the bobbin tension. If the bobbin thread on the back is more than 1/3 in most edge, this means that the bobbin tension is too loose. We can tighten the bobbin case screw clockwise so that it can tighten the bobbin tension. After completing the adjustment, we can do another test until you see that the proportion of the bobbin thread is approximately equal to 1/3 on all the edge. Then the bobbin thread tension has reached the ideal state. Once the bobbin thread tension test is complete, then we can start embroidering. Here I need to remind you that although tension test and adjustment takes time and patience, it can help your machine achieve the best tension state. Alright, that's all for today's video about how to adjust the tension. If you like our video, please subscribe our channel and share it. See you next time.